My name is Ryan Harp, and this is the final project for FTT 100. The weapon that I've chosen for this project is going to be my duty weapon. It's a Smith & Wesson 9mm M&P 2.0. This is a recoil-operated, striker-fired pistol that is fed by a 17-round magazine. So when it comes to this weapon, just like any weapon, the first thing we want to do is ensure that the weapon is safe and pointed in a safe direction. We want to make sure we have no live ammunition in the area, and that's all been done. So for this weapon, its cycle of fire, in my opinion, as with any weapon, is going to begin at the feeding cycle. So when this weapon feeds, a magazine is inserted into the handle, into the pistol grip. It'll feed around up, right around level with the feed ramp. So when the magazine release is released, the bolt or the slide will slide forward. As that happens, it's going to pick up a round and chamber that round. So as it's feeding, dragging it across that magazine, it's also going to cock this weapon. Since it is a striker-fired weapon, inside the slide, there is a striker-fired firing pin. So that firing pin is equipped with multiple springs, and the way this works is when the trigger is pulled, the sear releases, and the springs release on the firing pin, allowing it to impact the primer of the bullet. Now when that primer is struck is when our firing cycle begins. The bullet then travels and the gases build up behind it. That gas ends up building pressure, and when the round leaves the chamber, that pressure is exerted, forcing the slide back and completing that cycle of action right there. So when that happens, as the slide is forced back, there is an extractor on the slide that grabs a hold of the round and pulls it out of the chamber. So the next step that's going to happen is the ejection. So the ejection of the round is done by the ejector rod, which is part of the frame. And as the weapon cycles through, that round is going to hit that ejector and fly out of the pistol. And so I just remembered I did skip one stage in this, and that's going to be our locking stage. So when this firearm the slide is released to chamber around, there is forward pressure from that spring that is going to lock the breech closed, essentially. So that is the cycle of operations for the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0.